Welcome to the Buyer's Guide, choosing your first robotics startup headquarters in Madripoor. Why your headquarters matter. Launching a robotics startup in the vibrant, futuristic city of Madripoor is an exhilarating challenge. Your choice of headquarters is more than just a workspace, it's a statement about your company's vision and values. The right space will fuel innovation, attract top talent, and provide a foundation for your company to thrive in a competitive industry projected to grow exponentially over the next decade. This guide is your starting point, designed to help you navigate this critical decision. It also introduces our 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course, where you gain insider knowledge and practical tools to set your startup on the path to success. Who is this guide for? Are you a founder ready to launch a robotics startup? An entrepreneur eager to secure a competitive edge in a high-growth market? Someone exploring Madripoor's tech hub opportunities? If so, this guide and our course are tailored for you. What you'll learn. This guide covers key considerations for selecting your headquarters, location strategy, find the balance between affordability and access to talent. Space planning, ensure your workspace meets current and future needs. Infrastructure essentials, get insights into power, internet, and security requirements. Legal and financial factors, navigate zoning laws, lease terms, and budget alignment. Networking opportunities, explore how proximity to incubators and industry events can accelerate your startup. Why Madripoor? Madripoor is more than a city, it's an ecosystem where robotics startups thrive. With its tech-friendly policies, bustling markets, and futuristic vibe, it offers access to a skilled robotics and engineering workforce. Proximity to accelerators, investors, and industry events. Opportunities for collaboration with leading robotics firms. Whether you're competing against industry giants or carving out your niche, Madripoor's dynamic landscape provides endless possibilities. Your next step after reading this guide, take the leap with our 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course. You'll learn everything from market analysis to investor pitching, with exclusive insights on choosing and setting up the perfect headquarters. Limited spots available. Secure your spot today. Join a community of like-minded founders and industry experts ready to transform ideas into reality. Together, we'll build the future of robotics. Sign up now. With this guide and course, you'll be equipped to make informed decisions and position your startup for success in Madripoor's competitive robotics landscape. Let's get started. Page 2. Buyer's Guide, choosing your first robotics startup headquarters in Madripoor. As a robotics startup founder, selecting your first headquarters is a crucial decision. This guide will help you navigate the process while introducing our 8-week course designed specifically for robotics startups. Location considerations. Proximity to talent. Choose an area with access to robotics and engineering talent pools. Tech hub benefits. Consider locations like Boston, Silicon Valley, New York or Madripoor for networking opportunities. Cost versus prestige. Balance affordability with the benefits of a prestigious address. Space requirements. Size. Allow at least 100 to 150 square feet per team member. Specialized areas. Factor in space for prototyping, testing, and demonstration areas. Future growth. Consider options for expansion as your startup scales. Lease terms. Flexibility. Look for shorter-term leases or options with room for growth. Startup-friendly terms. Seek landlords experienced with tech startups. Subleasing options. Ensure you can sublet if needed. Infrastructure. Power requirements. Ensure adequate electrical capacity for robotics equipment. Internet connectivity. High-speed, reliable internet is crucial. Security. Consider both physical and digital security needs. Amenities. Collaboration spaces, areas for team brainstorming and meetings. Prototyping facilities, access to 3D printers, machine shops, or maker spaces. Relaxation areas, spaces for team members to unwind and recharge. Legal considerations. Zoning laws, ensure the space is zoned for your specific robotics activities. Insurance, understand and budget for necessary insurance coverage. Safety compliance, ensure the space meets safety standards for robotics work. Funding alignment. Budget allocation, align your space choice with your funding runway. Investor expectations, consider how your choice of headquarters might impact investor perceptions. Community and networking. Incubator, accelerator proximity, consider locations near robotics-focused incubators or accelerators. Industry events, choose areas that host relevant robotics and tech events. 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course. To help you navigate these decisions and more, we offer an 8-week course tailored for robotics startup founders. This course covers, Week 1, Robotics Market Analysis and Opportunity Identification. Week 2, Technical Foundations for Robotics Startups. Week 3, Business Model Development for Robotics Ventures. Week 4, Funding Strategies for Robotics Startups. Week 5, Legal and Regulatory Landscape in Robotics. Week 6, Team Building and Talent Acquisition. Week 7, Prototyping and MVP Development. Week 8, Pitching and Investor Relations. Bonus, exclusive insights on choosing and setting up your ideal robotics startup headquarters. Join our course to accelerate your robotics startup journey and connect with fellow founders and industry experts. Limited spots available, secure yours today. Call to action, sign up for our 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course. By considering these factors and leveraging the knowledge from our specialized course, you'll be well equipped to choose the perfect headquarters for your robotics startup's success. Page 3. Location considerations, setting the stage for success. Selecting the right location for your robotics startup headquarters is a pivotal decision. Your headquarters will influence your access to talent, networking opportunities, and the perception of your company in a competitive market. In this section, we break down the critical factors to consider when choosing the perfect location for your startup in Madripoor or beyond. 1. Proximity to talent. Your team is the backbone of your robotics startup, and access to a skilled workforce is vital. When evaluating potential locations, prioritize areas rich in robotics and engineering talent pools. Universities and research institutions. Proximity to top-tier institutions like Madripoor Institute of Robotics, MIA, ensures access to cutting-edge research and a pipeline of fresh talent. Tech clusters. Areas with a high concentration of tech companies often have a dense network of experienced professionals. Madripoor's Tech Heights district is a prime example. Local communities. Look for neighborhoods with active robotics meetups, hackathons, and maker spaces to tap into grassroots innovation. 2. Tech Hub benefits. While Madripoor is renowned for its futuristic vibe and tech-friendly laws, other global hubs like Boston, Silicon Valley, and New York also offer unique advantages. Here's why a tech hub might be the right choice. Networking opportunities. Being in a tech hub gives you access to investors, mentors, and industry leaders. Attend local robotics expos, pitch nights, and innovation showcases to build relationships that drive your business forward. Collaborative ecosystem. Proximity to other robotics startups fosters partnerships, collaboration, and the exchange of ideas. Madripoor's Neon Hub is a hotspot for such synergies. Government incentives. Many tech hubs, including a Madripoor, offer tax breaks, grants, and subsidies for robotics startups, reducing your operational costs. 3. Cost versus prestige. Finding the right balance between affordability and a prestigious address can be challenging but rewarding. Here's how to weigh the trade-offs. Prestigious addresses. Locations like Madripoor's Skyline Avenue command higher rents but boost investor confidence and brand perception. A prominent address may signal your ambitions to the market. Budget-friendly options. Emerging neighborhoods, such as Madripoor's Docklands district, offer lower costs while maintaining access to the city's talent and resources. Shared or co-working spaces. For startups on a tight budget, robotics-focused incubators or co-working spaces provide affordable, flexible options with access to shared prototyping facilities and networking opportunities. Pro tip: assess location fit for your startup. Ask yourself, does the area align with our brand image? Can we attract and retain top talent here? Are there hidden costs like higher insurance rates or transportation challenges? By thoughtfully evaluating proximity to talent, tech hub benefits, and cost versus prestige, you'll set a strong foundation for your robotics startup to thrive. For a deeper dive into these considerations, join our 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course and gain tailored insights to guide your decision-making. Next step, explore how space requirements impact the functionality of your headquarters in the next section. Let's design a workspace that works for you. Page 4. Space requirements, building a headquarters that works for you. Selecting the ideal headquarters for your robotics startup in Madripoor requires more than just finding an address. It's about designing a space that empowers innovation and supports your team as they turn concepts into cutting-edge technology. Space is a critical consideration, as it impacts everything from daily productivity to future scalability. In this chapter, we'll delve into the key factors you should evaluate to ensure your headquarters is the perfect fit for your team and your ambitions. 1. Size, striking the right balance. Determining the right size for your headquarters begins with understanding your team's current and projected needs. Overcrowded spaces can stifle creativity and collaboration, while excessive space can unnecessarily strain your budget. How much space do you need? Industry standard, allocate at least 100 to 150 square feet per team member. This ensures employees have enough room for their workstations, collaborative areas, and personal comfort. Team composition. If your team includes engineers, developers, and robotics specialists, the needs will vary. Engineers may require additional workspace for tools and equipment, while developers may focus more on desk-based tasks. Growth plans. Think about your hiring roadmap. Are you planning to double your team size in the next 2 years? If so, choose a space that can accommodate growth without forcing an expensive relocation. Pro tip: a 10-person robotics startup might need at least 1,500 square feet to operate efficiently. Factor in any specialized areas, discussed below, for a more accurate calculation. 2. Specialized areas, designing for robotics innovation. Unlike many startups, robotics ventures demand unique spaces for prototyping, testing, and demonstration. Your headquarters should reflect the specific needs of your industry and the types of work your team will perform. Prototyping zones. Workspace, include areas for 3D printers, CNC machines, and assembly tables. Ensure sufficient ventilation and safety measures for any equipment that generates heat or fumes. Power requirements. Robotics equipment often requires specialized power setups, such as dedicated circuits or backup generators, to ensure reliability. Storage. Keep tools, components, and raw materials organized and easily accessible with modular shelving and secure lockers. Testing labs. Open floor plan. Designate space with high ceilings and reinforced flooring for testing robots, particularly if they are large or mobile. Safety features include safeguards such as isolation zones, impact-resistant barriers, and emergency shut-off switches. Climate control. Sensitive components may require temperature and humidity-controlled environments to ensure accurate testing. Demonstration areas. Client presentations. Allocate a professional area where you can showcase your technology to potential investors, customers, or partners. Showcase space. Ensure this area is visually appealing, with proper lighting and a clean, polished aesthetic to make a strong impression. 3. Future growth, planning for scalability. Your first headquarters is unlikely to be your last, but it's still essential to think ahead. Robotics startups often face rapid scaling, driven by funding rounds, product launches, or new partnerships. Choosing a headquarters that can grow with your business minimizes disruption and unnecessary costs. Flexible leasing options. Short-term leases. These allow you to reevaluate your space requirements as your startup grows. Look for landlords who understand the unique needs of tech startups. Subleasing opportunities. Some leases permit subletting, which can provide flexibility if you need to downsize or temporarily share space. Expandable locations. Adjacent units. Choose a building where additional units are available for lease. Expanding into adjacent spaces is often more cost-effective than relocating entirely. Modular design. Opt for layouts that can be easily reconfigured, such as movable walls or adaptable furniture, to accommodate a growing team. Avoiding growing pains. When planning for future growth, balance ambition with practicality. Leasing an excessively large space can drain your budget, especially if the space remains underutilized during your early stages. Conversely, outgrowing your headquarters too quickly can result in costly and time-consuming relocations. Real-world example, Madripoor Robotics Foundry. The Madripoor Robotics Foundry, a local startup that focuses on autonomous delivery drones, initially leased a 2,500 square foot space in Madripoor's Innovation Quarter. By prioritizing modular design and flexible leasing, they were able to expand into adjacent units as their team grew from 12 to 30 members within 2 years. Their space included a 600 square foot prototyping lab with advanced machinery, a 300 square foot demonstration room tailored for investor pitches, open office areas for collaboration, with enough room for future hires. Their thoughtful approach allowed them to scale seamlessly without disrupting operations or exceeding their budget. Why space matters. Your headquarters isn't just a physical location, it's the engine room where ideas come to life, prototypes evolve, and breakthroughs happen. Ensuring your space meets your team's current and future needs is a cornerstone of your startup's success. By carefully considering size, specialized areas, and future growth, you'll be better equipped to make an informed decision that aligns with your vision and funding runway. For additional support in navigating these challenges, our 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course provides expert insights, practical tools, and actionable strategies to help you succeed. Next up, explore how lease terms can affect your operational flexibility and financial health in the next chapter. Let's secure the right deal for your startup's future. Page 5. Buyer's Guide, choosing your first robotics startup headquarters in Madripoor. Lease terms, building a strong foundation for growth and flexibility. Choosing the right lease terms for your robotics startup headquarters in Madripoor is as critical as selecting the space itself. The lease agreement you sign will define not just your monthly financial obligations but also your ability to adapt as your startup evolves. With flexibility, startup-friendly terms, and subleasing options, you can secure a lease that supports your operational needs while leaving room for growth and change. In this chapter, we will explore how to negotiate favorable lease terms, What to look for in a landlord, and how to safeguard your startup against unexpected challenges. 1. Flexibility, a must-have for early-stage startups. Flexibility in a lease agreement can make or break a young robotics company. Startups are often in flux, with team sizes, funding levels, and operational needs changing rapidly. Choosing a lease that accommodates this uncertainty is essential. Shorter-term leases. Why it matters: early-stage startups often cannot predict their space needs beyond 1 or 2 years. A short-term lease minimizes long-term financial commitments and provides the agility to move or expand as your company grows. Typical durations: look for leases ranging from 6 months to 2 years, with renewal options. Red flags: avoid long-term commitments, 5 years or more, unless the space is highly flexible or the terms are exceptionally favorable. Growth-friendly clauses. Right of first refusal: negotiate a clause that gives you the first option to lease adjacent spaces should they become available. This is particularly useful if you expect to expand quickly. Termination options: some landlords offer early termination clauses, which allow you to end the lease early with proper notice. This can be invaluable if you outgrow your space or need to pivot to a new location. Case in point. A robotics startup specializing in humanoid robots initially leased a 1,800 square foot space in Madripoor's Tech Gateway. They opted for a 1-year lease with a renewal option and an early termination clause. This allowed them to scale up to a larger facility when their team grew from 8 to 25 employees after a successful series of funding round. 2. Startup-friendly lease terms: finding the right landlord. Not all landlords understand the unique needs of a robotics startup. The right landlord can be a partner in your success, offering terms and support tailored to your industry's challenges. Landlords with tech experience. Why it matters: landlords familiar with startups are more likely to offer flexible leases, allow customizations, and understand your growth trajectory. Where to find them: focus on properties in Madripoor's innovation districts or co-working hubs, where landlords frequently deal with tech companies. Customizable spaces. Build-out allowances: some landlords provide financial assistance for tenant improvements, such as outfitting a prototyping lab or installing reinforced flooring. Shared resources: properties geared towards startups may offer shared amenities like conference rooms, testing labs, or maker spaces, reducing your upfront costs. Negotiation tips. Prioritize scalability: discuss how the landlord can accommodate your potential growth, whether through expansion opportunities or relocating to another property within their portfolio. Staggered rent increases: negotiate for a rent schedule that aligns with your funding timeline, such as lower initial rent with increases after your next funding round. 3. Subleasing options, an essential safety net. Startups operate in unpredictable environments, and having a subleasing clause can provide critical flexibility. Subleasing allows you to rent out your space to another company if your needs change, offering financial relief and peace of mind. Why subleasing matters. Financial buffer: if your startup pivots, downsizes, or relocates, subleasing prevents your lease from becoming a financial burden. Shared use: you may also share the space with a complementary business, splitting costs while retaining access to your headquarters. Key considerations for subleasing. Landlord approval: must leases require landlord consent before subletting? Negotiate this up front to avoid complications later. Terms of use: ensure the lease clearly states whether subtenants can use specialized areas like labs or testing zones. Market demand: in Madripoor's thriving tech scene, subleasing is often easier in innovation hubs where space demand is high. Example: flexible subleasing. A robotics AI company in Madripoor secured a 3,000 square foot space but realized after 6 months that they were using only 70% of the facility. Thanks to a subleasing clause, they rented the unused area to a complementary startup specializing in robotic sensors, reducing their rent burden by 40%. The bottom line: lease terms as a strategic tool. For robotics startups, lease terms are not just about securing a physical location, they are a strategic tool for managing uncertainty, minimizing risk, and preparing for growth. By prioritizing flexibility, seeking out startup-friendly landlords, and ensuring subleasing options, you can set your startup up for success from day one. Key takeaways. Flexibility: shorter-term leases and growth-friendly clauses provide the agility startups need. Startup-friendly terms: work with landlords who understand tech and offer customization options. Subleasing: ensure your lease includes subleasing rights to safeguard against unexpected changes. For further insights into selecting your ideal headquarters and navigating lease negotiations, our 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course provides in-depth guidance, practical strategies, and one-on-one support. Join us to ensure your startup's first headquarters is a launchpad for innovation and success. Next chapter: infrastructure essentials for building a space that powers robotics innovation. Page 6. Infrastructure, the backbone of a robotics startup headquarters. Selecting a headquarters for your robotics startup is more than choosing the right location or lease term, so it's about ensuring the infrastructure supports the sophisticated demands of robotics development. Your workspace must have the capacity to power advanced equipment, facilitate seamless internet connectivity, and safeguard your proprietary technology through robust physical and digital security measures. In this chapter, we will dive into how to assess and secure infrastructure your robotics startup needs to thrive in Madripoor's competitive and dynamic tech landscape. 1. Power requirements. Energizing robotics innovation. Robotics startups require significantly more power than traditional offices due to the specialized equipment involved in research, development, and testing. A workspace with inadequate electrical capacity can disrupt your operations and potentially damage sensitive equipment. Assessing power needs. Baseline requirements. Calculate the total wattage required for your equipment, including 3D printers, CNC machines, robotic arms, sensors, and testing rigs. Electrical load capacity. Ensure the building's electrical system can handle your peak power demands without overloading. Modern robotics labs typically need access to 220 volts or even 480 volts power for industrial-grade machinery. Backup power solutions. Uninterruptible power supplies, UPS. These protect sensitive electronics from sudden outages or surges. Generators. In Madripoor, where occasional power fluctuations occur, backup generators ensure continuous operations during outages. Custom electrical installations. Many robotics startups in Madripoor's Tech Gateway district have negotiated with landlords to install dedicated power circuits for heavy equipment. This is often included as part of tenant improvement allowances. 2. Internet connectivity. Staying connected in the digital age. In robotics development, connectivity is paramount. Whether you're running simulations in the cloud, testing IoT-enabled robots, or conducting remote collaborations, high-speed and reliable internet is a non-negotiable requirement. Bandwidth and speed minimum requirements. Your headquarters should have at least 1 Gbps internet speeds to accommodate large data transfers, real-time communications, and cloud-based applications. Redundancy. Consider dual internet service providers, ISPs, to prevent downtime. This redundancy ensures uninterrupted operations, especially during critical project phases. Network infrastructure. Wired connections. A hardwired Ethernet setup is more reliable for heavy data use than Wi-Fi. Ensure the building has ample Ethernet ports or the capability to install them. Wi-Fi coverage. If Wi-Fi is necessary, invest in enterprise-grade routers and extenders to ensure consistent coverage across all areas, including labs, meeting rooms, and prototyping spaces. Madripoor's Tech Advantage. Madripoor offers several areas with cutting-edge internet infrastructure, particularly in its innovation districts. Buildings in these areas are often pre-wired for high-speed internet and offer competitive ISP packages tailored to tech startups. 3. Security. Safeguarding your innovation. The robotics industry thrives on innovation, and your startup's success depends on protecting intellectual property, IP, data, and physical assets. A robust security planner, both digital and physical, is a cornerstone of any suitable headquarters. Physical security. Access control. Ensure the building has keycard or biometric access systems to limit entry to authorized personnel. Surveillance. Install high-definition security cameras in critical areas like prototyping labs, server rooms, and storage areas. Secure storage. Robotics components, particularly high-value sensors and processors, should be stored in locked, temperature-controlled spaces. Digital security. Firewalls and encryption. Invest in enterprise-level firewalls and encrypt all sensitive data. Cybersecurity protocols. Regularly update software, enforce strong password policies, and conduct periodic security audits. Secure remote access. If your team works remotely, ensure all connections to your headquarters are protected by VPNs. Industry-specific threats. Robotics startups face unique risks, including industrial espionage and targeted cyber attacks. Madripoor's tech community offers resources like cybersecurity consultants and co-working spaces with pre-installed security systems designed to mitigate these risks. Case study. A robotics startup's infrastructure upgrade. A robotics startup developing autonomous delivery drones chose a 2,500 square foot space in Madripoor's innovation corridor. After an initial assessment, they realized their infrastructure was lacking. The building's power supply couldn't handle their load, the internet speeds were inconsistent, and there was minimal physical security. The solution. Power. They negotiated with the landlord to install a 480 volts dedicated circuit, enabling smooth operation of their testing equipment. Internet. By partnering with a local ISP, they implemented a dual-band system with 1 Gbps speeds and a failover connection. Security. They invested in biometric access, surveillance cameras, and a cybersecurity audit. These upgrades, though initially costly, allowed the startup to operate efficiently, attract investors, and scale quickly. The bottom line, infrastructure as a competitive advantage. Your headquarters infrastructure isn't just about meeting basic needs, though it's a critical component of your competitive edge. A well-equipped, secure, and connected space enables your robotics startup to innovate without limitations. By investing in the right power systems, internet connectivity, and security measures, you're building a foundation for sustainable growth and long-term success. Key takeaways: power. Ensure your space can handle the demands of robotics equipment and invest in backup solutions. Internet. High-speed, reliable internet with redundancy is essential for robotics development. Security. Prioritize both physical and digital security to protect your team's innovation. For a more comprehensive guide to setting up your ideal robotics headquarters, join our 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course. Learn how to navigate infrastructure challenges, secure funding for upgrades, and connect with industry experts in Madripoor's tech ecosystem. Next chapter, amenities that foster innovation. Designing a space that inspires your team. Page 7. Amenities, creating a headquarters that drives innovation and collaboration. Your robotics startup headquarters is more than just a workspace. It's the nerve center of your innovation. The right amenities not only support your team's technical needs but also foster collaboration, creativity, and well-being. From dedicated brainstorming areas to prototyping facilities and relaxation zones, the amenities you choose will shape your team's productivity and overall success. This chapter delves into essential amenities that every robotics startup should consider and how they can be leveraged for maximum impact in Madripoor's dynamic tech ecosystem. 1. Collaboration spaces, fueling team synergy. Innovation thrives on collaboration, and a well-designed space can make all the difference. As a robotics startup founder, you need areas where your team can brainstorm, problem solve, and align on projects without distractions. Key features of effective collaboration spaces: flexible layouts, movable furniture, whiteboards, and writable walls encourage free-flowing discussions. Technology integration, equip the space with video conferencing tools, large displays, and interactive screens to facilitate hybrid team collaborations. Acoustics, soundproofing and acoustic panels ensure conversations remain private and free from disruptions. Tailoring collaboration spaces for robotics. In robotics development, collaboration often involves multidisciplinary teams working on hardware, software, and integration tasks. Your collaboration areas should accommodate this diversity. Technical discussions include docking stations and high-performance laptops for live coding sessions or CAD reviews. Presentation areas create spaces where teams can showcase prototypes or deliver updates using 3D models or simulations. Case example: a Madripoor-based robotics startup used modular furniture and portable whiteboards to transform a 500-square-foot room into a multifunctional collaboration hub. The space became the go-to venue for daily stand-ups, weekly sprints, and brainstorming sessions, significantly improving team alignment. 2. Prototyping facilities, empowering rapid iteration for robotics startups. Prototyping is the heart of innovation. Whether you're building a new robotic arm, testing sensors, or iterating on drone designs, having on-site prototyping facilities accelerates development timelines. Essential prototyping tools and equipment: 3D printers, ideal for creating quick, functional prototypes of components. Machine shops include basic tools like drill presses, lathes, and milling machines for precise hardware fabrication. Electronics workbenches, fully equipped with soldering stations, oscilloscopes, and component testers for developing and debugging circuits. Safety features ensure the prototyping area is equipped with proper ventilation, fire extinguishers, and protective equipment for safe operations. Shared maker spaces: if your budget doesn't allow for in-house facilities, consider locating your headquarters near a shared maker space. Madripoor boasts several co-working facilities equipped with state-of-the-art fabrication tools. Memberships often include access to training sessions and networking events. Strategic layout: your prototyping area should be separate from general office spaces to minimize distractions. Ensure it has ample power outlets, sturdy workbenches, and secure storage for tools and the materials. 3. Relaxation areas, supporting team well-being. Building a robotics startup is demanding, and burnout can be a real challenge. Relaxation areas provide team members with a place to recharge, fostering mental well-being and long-term productivity. Features of an effective relaxation space: comfortable seating, beanbags, couches, or recliners for casual unwinding. Entertainment options include board games, gaming consoles, or even a small library for stress relief. Food and beverages: stock a kitchenette with coffee machines, healthy snacks, and water dispensers. Wellness-driven design: relaxation areas are more effective when they incorporate wellness principles. Natural light, large windows or skylights reduce eye strain and improve mood. Green elements: plants or small indoor gardens add a calming, natural touch. Quiet zones create nooks or pods for individual recharging, meditation, or focused downtime. Building team culture. Relaxation areas are not just for unwinding, they can also be a hub for team bonding. Host informal meetups, celebrate small wins, or run brainstorming sessions in a relaxed environment. Madripoor's advantage. Amenities that inspire. Madripoor's burgeoning robotics scene offers unique opportunities for startups. Many buildings in the city's innovation district are pre-designed to support tech startups, featuring shared prototyping labs, collaboration zones, and recreational areas as part of their leasing packages. Additionally, proximity to incubators and accelerators ensures your team has access to workshops, mentorship, and cutting-edge facilities. Final thoughts. Balancing functionality and culture. The amenities you choose for your headquarters go beyond functionality as they define your startup culture. A thoughtful balance of collaboration spaces, prototyping facilities, and relaxation areas can transform your office into a powerhouse of innovation and a home for your team's creativity. Key takeaways. Collaboration spaces. Invest in adaptable, tech-enabled areas to foster teamwork. Prototyping facilities. Ensure access to tools and equipment that support rapid iteration. Relaxation areas. Prioritize well-being with spaces that allow your team to recharge and connect. For more detailed strategies on designing your robotics headquarters, join our 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course. Learn how to build a workspace that attracts top talent, supports cutting-edge development, and inspires your team to achieve its full potential. Next chapter, legal considerations and navigating zoning laws, safety standards, and insurance for robotics startups. Page 8. Legal considerations. Setting the foundation for a compliant and safe workspace. As a robotics startup founder, ensuring that your headquarters meets all legal requirements is not just about compliance, it's about protecting your team, your technology, and your business. Madripoor offers unique opportunities for robotics innovators, but its vibrant ecosystem also comes with distinct legal and regulatory challenges. This chapter explores the critical legal considerations you must address when selecting and preparing your robotics startup headquarters, from zoning laws and insurance to safety compliance. 1. Zoning laws. Understanding local regulations. Zoning laws dictate what activities can be conducted in a specific area. For robotics startups, this is particularly important, as the combination of office, lab, and prototyping activities may require specific zoning designations. Key steps to ensure zoning compliance. Verify permitted uses. Research the local zoning designation for your chosen property. Ensure it permits activities such as manufacturing, testing, and research. Special permits. Some robotics operations, like those involving drones or hazardous materials, may require additional permits. Check with Madripoor's municipal authorities. Mixed-use zones. If you're considering a live workspace or shared building, confirm that robotics-related activities are allowed alongside residential or commercial use. Common pitfalls. Noise levels. Prototyping activities can generate noise. Ensure your space complies with local noise ordinances. Environmental regulations. Activities involving chemicals or other materials might require adherence to environmental protection standards. Case example, a robotics startup in Madripoor's Harbour District faced fines after setting up a workspace in an area zoned for residential use. They later relocated to the Innovation District, a zone designed for tech startups, where they could freely prototype and test their robotics systems. 2. Insurance. Safeguarding your startup. Insurance is a critical layer of protection for any robotics startup. It covers unforeseen events and liabilities that could otherwise derail your business. Types of insurance to consider. General liability insurance protects against claims of bodily injury or property damage on your premises. Professional liability insurance covers errors or omissions related to your robotics products or services. Property insurance safeguards your office, lab, and prototyping equipment against damage or theft. Product liability insurance, essential for startups releasing robotics products. This protects against claims arising from malfunctions or defects. Workers' compensation insurance, required in most regions, this covers employee injuries sustained on the job. Budgeting for insurance. Initial costs. Insurance premiums can vary widely but should be factored into your startup's initial budget. Vendor comparisons. Work with brokers who specialize in tech startups or robotics firms to find competitive rates. Custom policies. Some insurers offer tailored policies for robotics startups, covering unique risks like cyber attacks on autonomous systems. Practical tip. Keep a detailed inventory of your assets, including prototypes and high-value equipment. This documentation will streamline the claims process in case of loss or damage. 3. Safety compliance. Protecting your team and technology. Safety compliance is essential for robotics startups, where the interplay of high-powered equipment, electronics, and mechanical systems introduces unique risks. Workspace safety standards. Electrical safety. Ensure your workspace has properly installed outlets, surge protection, and wiring capable of supporting robotics equipment. Fire safety. Equip your headquarters with fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, and sprinklers. Conduct regular fire drills. Hazardous materials. If you handle chemicals, batteries, or other potentially dangerous materials, ensure proper storage and disposal practices. Employee safety training programs. Provide safety training for team members, especially for those working with prototyping tools or heavy machinery. Protective equipment. Supply safety goggles, gloves, and ear protection as needed. Emergency procedures. Develop clear protocols for responding to injuries, equipment failures, or evacuations. Regulatory audits. Madripoor authorities may conduct periodic inspections of robotics facilities. Be prepared to demonstrate compliance with all safety regulations. Navigating legal complexities in Madripoor. Madripoor's tech ecosystem is vibrant, but its unique blend of old-world charm and cutting-edge innovation means regulatory environments can vary by district. Startups in the innovation district may find streamlined processes for permits and inspections, while those in less developed areas may need to navigate additional bureaucracy. Engage experts. Legal advisors. Consult legal experts familiar with Madripoor's regulations for startups. Local networks. Join local tech associations or chambers of commerce to stay informed about regulatory changes. Final thoughts. Building on a strong legal foundation. Ignoring legal considerations can lead to costly fines, delays, or even forced relocations. By proactively addressing zoning laws, securing adequate insurance, and ensuring safety compliance, you create a stable foundation for your robotics startup to grow and thrive in Madripoor. Key takeaways. Zoning laws. Research and verify that your activities are permitted in your chosen location. Insurance. Budget for comprehensive coverage tailored to your robotics startup. Safety compliance. Implement robust safety measures to protect your team and assets. To dive deeper into the legal landscape for robotics startups, join our 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course. Week 5 focuses exclusively on navigating legal and regulatory challenges, giving you the tools and knowledge to ensure compliance and mitigate risks. Next chapter, funding alignment. How to choose a headquarters that reflects your budget and investor expectations. Page 9. Funding alignment, balancing costs and perceptions for long-term success. For a robotics startup founder, every dollar counts. The choice of headquarters is more than just a functional decision. It's a reflection of your startup's priorities, vision, and financial discipline. Balancing your budget while meeting the expectations of investors and stakeholders is crucial. This chapter explores how to align your space selection with your funding realities and strategic goals, ensuring your headquarters becomes a launchpad for innovation without becoming a financial burden. 1. Budget allocation. Making every dollar count. Your funding runway. The amount of time your startup can sustain operations before acquiring additional funding is a critical factor in choosing a headquarters. Overspending on office space can drain resources needed for product development, hiring, or marketing. Assessing your budget. Current funds. Begin by determining what portion of your initial funding can be allocated to headquarters-related expenses. Typically, this should not exceed 10 to 15% of your total budget. Ongoing costs include not just rent but utilities, maintenance, and potential customization costs for prototyping labs or testing areas. Hidden expenses. Be aware of costs such as deposits, insurance premiums, and service charges. Finding the right fit. Affordable alternatives. Co-working spaces, shared maker labs, or partnerships with local universities can provide affordable solutions during the early stages. Scalability. Opt for a space that meets your current needs but can accommodate future growth without significant additional costs. Operational priorities. If your robotics startup relies heavily on prototyping and testing, prioritize facilities with built-in lab spaces, even if it means compromising on other amenities. Case example, budget optimization in action. A robotics startup with a $1.5 million seed fund allocated $180,000 to headquarters costs for the first 2 years. They opted for a mid-tier space in Madripoor's tech village with flexible lease terms and built-in lab facilities. This allowed them to save $50,000 annually compared to a prestigious downtown address, redirecting those funds to product development. 2. Investor expectations. Building confidence with strategic choices. The location and presentation of your headquarters can significantly influence investor perceptions. While affordability is key, it's important to balance cost-effectiveness with a professional and forward-thinking image. What investors look for? Pragmatism. Investors appreciate startups that make smart, strategic decisions with their funds. A modest, functional headquarters is often seen as a sign of fiscal responsibility. Proximity to ecosystems. Being located in a recognized tech hub like Madripoor's Innovation District can reassure investors that your startup is well positioned for growth. Scalability. Investors want to see that your headquarters can accommodate future team expansions and operational needs. Making an impression. Professional branding. Regardless of location, ensure your headquarters is clean, organized, and branded with your company's identity. Accessible location. Choose a location that is easy for investors and partners to visit, reflecting professionalism and convenience. Community connections. Being near accelerators, incubators, or robotics associations can demonstrate your commitment to industry networking and collaboration. Case example, winning investor confidence. A robotics startup in Madripoor initially operated from a shared co-working space but transitioned to a small office in the Harbour Tech Zone after securing series of funding. The move signaled growth and stability while staying within budget. By maintaining proximity to local accelerators, they continued to foster partnerships and attract investor interest. 3. Balancing cost and perception. While affordability should guide your decision, never lose sight of how your headquarters represents your brand. Striking the right balance between functionality, cost, and image can strengthen your reputation among investors, employees, and industry peers. Practical tips for balancing cost and perception. Pilot leases. Negotiate shorter leases to test the suitability of a location without committing long-term funds. Shared resources. Collaborate with nearby startups to share specialized facilities like testing labs or 3D printing equipment. DIY upgrades. Enhance the look and functionality of your space with low-cost improvements, such as modular furniture or branded decor. Aligning your headquarters with your vision. Selecting your first headquarters is not just a financial decision, it's a strategic one. A well-chosen space aligns with your funding and operational needs, projects confidence to investors, and positions your startup for growth. By understanding your funding runway and managing investor expectations, you can make an informed decision that drives your robotics startup towards success. Key takeaways. Budget allocation. Stay within 10 to 15% of your total funding for headquarters costs. Factor in all associated expenses. Investor perception. Choose a location that demonstrates fiscal responsibility and strategic positioning within the robotics ecosystem. Scalable solutions. Prioritize spaces that can grow with your team and operations without unnecessary financial strain. To master the art of aligning operational decisions with funding strategies, join our 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course. Week 4 is dedicated to funding strategies, helping you balance costs and investor expectations effectively. Next chapter, community and networking are how the right headquarters can propel your robotics startup into industry conversations. Page 10. Community and networking, building connections for startup success in the fast-evolving world of robotics. The success of your startup hinges not only on your product and team but also on the community and networks you cultivate. Selecting a headquarters that situates your startup at the heart of a thriving ecosystem can unlock opportunities for collaboration, funding, and growth. In Madripoor, where innovation meets ambition, community and networking are more than just buzzwords, so they're essential pillars for thriving in the robotics sector. 1. Incubator, accelerator proximity. Gaining an early advantage. Robotics-focused incubators and accelerators provide startups with unparalleled resources, mentorship, and industry connections. Choosing a headquarters near these hubs can place your startup in the right environment to grow and thrive. Benefits of proximity to incubators and accelerators. Access to expertise. Mentorship programs provide guidance from industry veterans and serial entrepreneurs who understand the robotics landscape. Shared resources. Many incubators offer access to prototyping labs, testing facilities, and collaborative workspaces. Networking opportunities. Regular events and mixers allow you to connect with fellow startups, investors, and corporate partners. Enhanced credibility. Being associated with a recognized incubator or accelerator lends your startup additional legitimacy in the eyes of investors and customers. How to choose the right proximity. Identify robotics-specific programs. Focus on hubs that specialize in robotics or advanced manufacturing, such as Madripoor's Tech Haven or the Robotics Innovation District. Assess available support. Consider the range of resources, from seed funding opportunities to technical workshops. Evaluate costs. While proximity is valuable, ensure the costs of nearby facilities align with your budget. Case example, leverage incubator proximity. A robotics startup headquartered near Madripoor's Robotics Launchpad Accelerator gained access to specialized prototyping labs and weekly pitch sessions. The accelerator's network of venture capitalists led to a $2 million funding round within 6 months, accelerating product development and the market entry. 2. Industry events. Connecting to the robotics ecosystem. Hosting and attending industry events is vital for raising your startup's profile and staying updated on emerging trends. Selecting a headquarters near event hotspots can maximize your team's exposure to thought leaders and potential partners. Advantages of event proximity. Trend awareness. Regular attendance at conferences and expos ensures your team stays ahead of technological advancements. Partnership opportunities. Meet potential collaborators, suppliers, and customers in person, strengthening relationships. Talent acquisition. Events often attract top robotics talent, offering opportunities for recruitment. Investor engagement. Many events host pitch competitions, providing direct access to investors and funding opportunities. Prime event locations in Madripoor Tech Nexus Convention Center, a hub for robotics expos, hackathons, and innovation summits. Harbourfront Robotics Arena, known for showcasing live demonstrations and hosting panel discussions with leading robotics experts. Innovation Alley, a cluster of venues that frequently host tech meetups and product showcases. Case example, Harnessing Event Proximity, a startup located in Madripoor's Innovation Alley capitalized on the annual Global Robotics Summit hosted nearby. Their live demonstration at the summit attracted media attention, boosting brand visibility and leading to 3 new strategic partnerships. 3. Fostering a collaborative ecosystem. In addition to physical proximity, fostering strong relationships within the local community can amplify your startup's success. Choose a headquarters where collaboration is part of the culture, enabling you to learn, innovate, and grow alongside others. Tips for maximizing community and networking opportunities: join local associations, participate in robotics-focused groups or chambers of commerce to establish your presence. Host meetups, create opportunities to connect with others by hosting tech talks or workshops at your headquarters. Collaborate with academia, partner with local universities to access talent, research opportunities, and cutting-edge ideas. Utilize co-working spaces. Even if you have a dedicated office, occasional use of co-working hubs can spark unexpected partnerships. 4. Strategic decision-making for networking success. When choosing a headquarters, think beyond the immediate benefits of a well-located office. Your long-term success depends on your ability to integrate into the local robotics community and leverage networking opportunities for growth. Checklist for community and networking success. Evaluate proximity. Is your headquarters within walking distance or a short commute to major incubators, accelerators, and event venues? Assess opportunities. Does the location host regular robotics-related events? Gauge community support. Are there active startup networks, mentorship programs, or shared facilities nearby? Build relationships early. Begin attending local meetups and engaging with the community even before officially establishing your headquarters. Key takeaways: proximity to incubators and accelerators enhances access to resources, mentorship, and collaboration. Event-centric locations keeps your team connected to the latest trends, partners, and funding opportunities. Community integration drives innovation and growth by fostering meaningful relationships within the ecosystem. Positioning your startup in the heart of Madripoor's robotics community can transform your headquarters into a hub of opportunity and innovation. With the right location, your team will have the connections and resources needed to thrive in the competitive robotics market. Next steps: discover how our 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course equips you to leverage your headquarters location for maximum community engagement and networking success. Upcoming chapter: Amenitisa, creating an environment that drives creativity and productivity. Page 11. Closing chapter: pioneering your robotics startup journey. As we reach the end of Buyer's Guide, choosing your first robotics startup headquarters in Madripoor, you've explored the many facets of selecting the perfect base for your robotics startup. From understanding your space requirements to aligning your choice with funding and leveraging community networks, each decision is a building block toward your startup's success. But the journey doesn't stop here. This is just the beginning. Your headquarters, your launchpad. The headquarters you choose will serve as more than just a physical space. It will embody your startup's vision, culture, and aspirations. By thoughtfully considering location, infrastructure, amenities, and community engagement, you set the stage for innovation and growth. Remember, every great robotics company once started with a single location that became their springboard to success. Yours can, too. However, even with the knowledge from this guide, navigating the complex world of robotics entrepreneurship requires a structured approach and ongoing learning. That's why we invite you to take the next step: enroll in our 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course. Introducing the 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course designed exclusively for robotics startup founders. Our accelerator course goes beyond theory to provide actionable insights and mentorship from industry leaders. Each week is packed with essential knowledge, practical tools, and networking opportunities tailored to the unique challenges of robotics entrepreneurship. Course breakdown: Week 1, Robotics Market Analysis and Opportunity Identification. Discover emerging trends, identify lucrative niches, and learn to position your startup in the robotics ecosystem. Week 2, Technical Foundations for Robotics Startups. Gain insights into the latest technologies driving the industry and learn to integrate these into your product development. Week 3, Business Model Development for Robotics Ventures. Master the art of creating scalable, sustainable business models tailored to robotics products and services. Week 4, Funding Strategies for Robotics Startups. Explore funding options, from venture capital to grants, and learn how to craft compelling pitches. Week 5, Legal and Regulatory Landscape in Robotics. Navigate intellectual property, compliance, and regulatory requirements critical to robotics businesses. Week 6, Team building and talent acquisition. Learn strategies for attracting and retaining top robotics and engineering talent. Week 7, Prototyping and MVP development. Transition from concept to prototype with a focus on testing, iteration, and market readiness. Week 8, Pitching and investor relations. Perfect your pitch, build investor relationships, and gain insights into securing long-term funding. Bonus content. Headquarters Selection Deep Dive, a dedicated session on selecting and setting up your ideal robotics headquarters, leveraging exclusive insights not covered in this guide. Why join? By enrolling in the course, you will gain expert guidance, learn directly from robotics entrepreneurs, investors, and technical leaders. Access tailored resources, receive templates, checklists, and tools designed to fast-track your startup. Build a network, connect with a community of like-minded founders and potential collaborators. Boost your confidence, gain the knowledge and clarity to make informed decisions about your startup's future. Your call to action: take the leap. The robotics industry is booming, and opportunities abound for those prepared to seize them. Don't let hesitation or uncertainty hold you back. Empower yourself with the tools, resources, and connections you need to succeed. Sign up for the 8-week Robotics Startup Accelerator course today. Seats are limited, and demand is higher. Don't miss your chance to transform your vision into reality. Final thoughts. Choosing your first headquarters in Madripoor is a monumental decision, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. With the right foundation, strategic guidance, and relentless determination, your robotics startup can rise to greatness. Let this guide and our course be the launchpad for your success. The future of robotics is waiting for you. Are you ready to take the first step?